Okay, so I've got the paper I'm going to do my artwork on. I've got my printout, or you'll be working from your screen. I've got an extra piece of paper, just copy paper here, that I can use to kind of practice on. I've got my chalk. I collected dark and light blue, a little violet, and a yellow and orange. I'm just going to work on this bottom flower here. If you were to work on the top flower, then you also might want a black. There's some pretty dark shades in that top piece, but be careful with the black. A little bit goes a long way. A little bit goes a long way in general with chalk. One of the things that often happens with chalk is we just cover the whole paper with the chalk and blend it all together, and it can be beautiful and beautiful blending and really soft, but in the effects of chalk, its biggest benefit is its ability to blend. And when you look closely at O'Keeffe's painting, all of this white is where there's real depth, right? So it's really close up and also really deep at the same time, which is why she's our space expert. So what I'm going to attempt to do is only put the blue where there's blue, right, and the tops of the petals, and just let it fade down or blend down a little bit down in the center, and leave all of this white as the paper. And that's what we would call using negative space, using the white of the paper as an active part of the picture. So let's see how it goes. Notice, that there is a little bit of an implied line that goes along the top. I'm going to try to capture that line starting kind of at the center. Is that center petal. And, it's okay to be, kind of loose with this, right? It's chalk. And getting that kind of curve, how it comes around. And, the curve of the lines of the petals as they come down is important, because that's what's going to give us our depth. And that's going to be right about there. I'm going to just kind of mark off where I think the center of the flower would be. I'm not doing much there, I'm just kind of playing, because it's going to help me find some of these lines. It's a kind of a reference point for me. Okay, so I've kind of got that mapped in a little bit. I'm going to come in first, hitting some of this, adding some more chalk. And you want to stay away from lines for the most part. You're just going to kind of lay some chalk down. We're going to blend all this chalk. Leave plenty of white. It's so easy to add chalk, but next to impossible to take it away. So no, can you erase chalk? Oh, sorry, that's my cat. Can you erase chalk? Not really. So you really want to just build with what you need. So anyways, I would just go through here. It's pretty blue on these sides. Pulling that down in. Notice how the blue kind of comes in almost like see that triangle shape for each petal? It comes down in. This one here comes like a triangle. Again, that's going to give us this depth. Sometimes the blue comes down and it comes up a little bit, so it might come down, but then maybe not quite as far in the center, and then down again. Alright, so before I do much shading, I'm also going to come back in here and play with a little light blue. I left the tops of them light right now because there is some white and I don't want to lose that highlight. Okay, so I'm not going to do this whole thing on the video because it would make a pretty long video, because this will probably take me, I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, we'll see. Depends. But again, working slowly, stopping, looking at what you have. When you think you've got something to work with, then you can start kind of blending that chalk. Again, I'm trying to leave a little bit of a white at the top of my petals. You can always, and I'm going to come back in the end, once I get a little bit further along here, to add a deeper more solid blues where they exist. But again, I can't say it enough. You can always add more. Next to impossible to take it away. So hopefully you can see it starting to take some shape, right? I can come in here once I'm feeling a little bit better about placement of things and just kind of mark this guy in here really loose, right? It's starting to come. Feel free to wash your hands often. If you mix the blue and the yellow and orange, you're going to get mud because those are complementary. And then I've got that yellow, the stem or the bottom of that other flower. And I'll start marking that in a little bit. Again, just a tiny bit. And then I'll come in with my blue finger. Check your fingers. Look at them before you stick them on your paper and start blending them. Because you're going to get whatever chalk's on the paper and whatever chalk's on your finger when you blend it. Okay? Have fun with this one. Notice the background's got some beautiful blues, maybe even ever so lightly violets, all kind of clouded in there. So have fun with it, but leave your white a little bit at a time.